love the RDO, though, for Yarkor. Lots of storylines in game number 1. The Olympus Bolts hoping to remain undefeated. The Leviathans trying to notch another win in game number 1.
We'll have to see if they can do it. And I think Dave brings up a good point I think everybody is waiting to see what the answer is going to be to this Raventrelli. Can a team finally dethrone this pick? Can we finally see somebody be able to take this one down? That someone's going to have to be the Atlantis Leviathans in game number 1 up against the Olympus Bolts.
Robin, he's not losing anything for it. He's going to have to back up. Ven, though, you certainly could kill. The axe connects.
No, but the beads weren't available to Ven, so he goes down first blood to the Atlantis Leviathans, and a nice little juke of the ultimate away from Awesome Jake. And now the Leviathans, after taking Pyre, after taking a pick in mid, can march their way over to the Gold Fury. They still got Zapman's ultimate, and this should be more than confirmed for them. Zapman's just got to pop the ult. He will do so, and it's a second objective now to the Leviathans. The question for the Bolts is, can they get out, especially the Yarkor and Haddix making their rotation. It'll be an Oni Fury for the Leviathans. How about a way to hit level 20 if they can get there? Shinto front lines with Yarkor while the Oni Fury starts melting away. The Leviathans can confirm yet another objective. The wind just wants drop. Lasbra able to grab at least one through it. Wrong use, gotta use his beads, but are the beads enough through it? No, it's the Spirit of the Nine wins from Venenu to find the first kill for the Olympus Bolts. Shark finds a 4-man stun, but finds a path on out. The Olympus Bolts answer back, taking 1 for the objective.
Yeah, Ronq had the Scarab's blessing. Maybe didn't think the ult was going to connect, or just recognized even if he got
that. Who are a little worse for wear. Lasbra and Jake specifically, a little bit lower on their health bars. Again, another lock from Jake, but Shinto standing by. It's not a person that you want to be trapped with. Jake throws out the silence, and a root will catch Yarkor. Jake uses Barracuda as a taxi service to try and find a way out, but Barra cannot find a path out. The Spirit Ball will be off the mark. Jake pops himself on out. Panatom goes back in, but another Shadow Lock will lock down Yarkor. That keeps him out of the fight.
And it looks like still trying to get aggressive is Haddix. Has plenty of HP, and the winds of Samach come in.
Yarkor in the midst, and there's a circle of protection to keep him alive. That's enough to take down Lasbra. And the revive will make sure that Yarkor has a path out no matter what. Barracuda now caught out, and it's Shinto who grabs 1. Spirit of Nine Wind rips through 2, but nobody on the Leviathans goes down.
Shinto is still chasing this. A Hail of Arrows tired of trying to fight you. We're just going to go for the Phoenix. The left side Phoenix is extremely weak. And all Haddix has to do here is try and keep this alive, but it's so difficult. Jake's going to dash in.
Ultimate from Zapman will get some healing back to Ronq. Lasbra's joined the fight. The beads burn from Zapman, and a jump in by Lasbra to slow down Ronq. 4 versus 3 should be a winning fight for the Olympus Bolts. The Phoenix still stands. Ronq locked into the Spirit of the Nine Winds. Will clip through the ultimate. Keeps him alive a little bit longer. Gives him that speed. Dropkick is good. And the ultimate has popped, but now it's Lasbra in danger.
Shinto's in the back?
Goes down as Shinto is 2v1ing in the backline. Make that a 3v1. He's now got Panatom to help him out. Ronq has found 1 kill. Venenu so close to death. The tick's not enough to take him out.
This is absolutely absurd. Haddix was 2v1ing and right, lost unfortunately because the bird went down. And essentially Shinto just kills the backline of the Bolts by himself. Ronq got the ult up, and now they're looking at this
They're
tight.
Gonna need some big damage, some big defense. It's 3 versus 5 for the Olympus Bolts. The Leviathans are so close to clutching out game number 1. A pin hits Venenu in the backline, a silence drop by Jake. It's just not enough damage. They don't have the damage on the Bolts to stop it. The Atlantis Leviathans will take game number 1.
And it doesn't matter if you have 2 unkillable tanks, if you just go around them and look for those
across
objectives.
the board. Hell just able to resustain. Charybdis, of course, with all her immunities.
Yep.
So hard to shut down, and the pacing of that jungle from Gilgamesh very high.
Well, I know a couple guys who want the exact same pace of game as game 1. It's J-Mac and Trelly.
Thank you so much, Dave and Myth. Jumping into game 2 between the Bolts and the Leviathans. And a new look now out of the Bolts, Trelly, to say the least. Haddix going back onto this RDO.
That's the benefit of aura items, J-Mac. They help you out. You don't have to hit any abilities. Isn't that crazy?
You just gotta be there. And sometimes that can even be the hardest part. Sometimes that's the hardest part is being able to stay alive during the fights long enough to get some value from there. But Yarkor in the last game was able to get plenty of value staying in fights. Lasbra close to a pick onto Panatom, teleports in, but a heal from Shinto. Now it's an ultimate in, and a cleanse from Shinto. Make sure Panatom's fine. 1 more heal and 1 stinger from Venenu will put the Bolts on the board at 6 minutes.
Yeah, beautiful kill there from Lasbra. Then gets the credit from it, but Lasbra forced out everything. Gets the cleanse down from Shinto, so at least holding on.
Try and get some Oracle Harpy vision for his team. Does manage to grab those before Ronq and Shinto close the gap. Awesome Jake misses the root onto Shinto. The cleanse is already expended by Shinto now, and a couple of ultimates drop through. Lasbra going to try pulling Shinto, but the beads will beat him out. Panatom gets pulled back in, and is slowed down. The winds are not helping him out. Zapman managed to find 1 kill in the fight. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but now a surrounding of Zapman. His Aegis is down, his beads are down, his ult used to try and get away. Use the mob, but doesn't find anybody with it. Lasbro will go right back in, and the swipes and the bleed are not enough. The whoop from BRZA is going to need a little bit more follow-up. Haddix will find it, and it's now 3 versus 3 in the mid.
Yeah, but Haddix could have a root on a Shinto here, forces out the Aegis, has the damage to try and dive this, but so much sustain is going the way of Shinto. I don't know if they have the damage to try and out DPS the heals from this hell.
Not going to be enough. That disarm is slowing him down. Yarkor is just too tanky, but Haddix is too, and so goes Shinto. To the solo laner. Haddix gets knocked up. A double banish once again from Barracuda, and the pulses are raiding through. Wrong U is falling low. A couple more shots will be all that it takes. Awesome Jake grabs it. Yarkor is still tanky and is still boxing and holding back 3, and he will prevent the delayed deicide for the Bolts.
All 3 of the magic damage dealers on the side of the Bolts were just going.
They didn't really have a whole lot of burn. I thought maybe one of the damage dealers was there up in the Palau. The Leviathans will get the Pyromancer, but 3 get pulled back in. Awesome Jake finds the ultimate, and the Cuts will get that ultimate to start burning through. Awesome Jake continues his dash forward. The wall will block in. Wrong U has nowhere to go. Stunned down, and the Elephant will fall down.
That was a sick wall by Jake there to make sure that Wrong U falls down once again. Pyromancer does go the way of the Leviathans, but the pick back for the Bolts. The question is, what do they do with this man advantage? A tier 1 tower in mid could be the option. Barracuda does have that Trebuchet in left, but has not sent it. Will just be going and fighting the normal way.
It's shown a completely different sign of light, at least out of the Olympus Bolts.
Yeah, and it looks like Pantom and Zapman are wrapping around Barracuda. Lasbra's here though, and Bear gets kicked in the face and forced to beats.
Lasbra does go in with the Trickster Spirit. Does have his pal out, but won't need it for the kill. It'll just be the raw damage alone. Whirlpool form will get Zapman out. Uses the beads and uses the maw. The ace is available, and Haddix will continue to chase. And with Awesome Jake here, not much more that Zapman can do. Tier 1 tower will be fine. Yarkor gets hit by the banish, but not much more chase from the Leviathans.
Yeah, it looks like Haddix is just trying to fend them off. Lasbra's back in base at the moment, so on the way, there's no real objective to look at.
Already at the Gold Fury, realizes there are 5 Leviathans staring him down. He'll get some good return fire right away, but the Primal Fury is already pulled, and it's down to about half HP. Keep your eyes on Lasbra on the right side of the fight, but keep your eyes on the Dark Pillars that have locked in 4. Wind to Shamash will force a couple of ultimates and a couple of relics out. But everyone of the Bolts are still healthy. Jake pops his ultimate. Lasbra trying to dive into the backline, but has to use his defensive moves to get on out. Yarkor 1 hit away from death, and will find it. Venenu with the first kill of the fight.
Yeah, and they're going to chase this one down with Haddix headlining. Lasbra does have the Trickster Spirit available, but there's still a Primal Fury here. You don't have to chase that too hard if you want to get a big win. The Primal Fury could be the option, as Awesome Jake is going to try and keep the rest of the Leviathans out.
This Primal Fury is doing a lot of damage. A whoop onto Panatom, and the pulse fires from Barracuda are shredding through the Gilgamesh. That's the first set fight of this one down. And the cleanse from Shinto will make sure that Zapman himself do not get pulled into the Palau. But Barracuda still face-taking anything that he can.
Yeah, whenever I see a kill come
Tier
through
2
more.
and right is now the eye of interest of the Olympus Bolts. And they're just standing in front of it. They're just letting the Trebuchet do the work. Dark Pillars dropped on top of the Trebuchet to try and burn it away. Lasbra versus Panatom is going the way of Lasbra for now, as that drop kick gets immuned out by the 1,000 cuts. Trebuchet goes down, double whoop out of Barracuda. Will only find the frontliners in Yarkor. His health bar is melting away. He has to use the dash to jump on out with the Eagles. Rather, Lasbra goes back in and up onto the Palau. Who can he pull in? Yarkor is going to get yanked back in, but not enough follow-up damage from the Bolts. It's just the Tier 2 tower.
And the Wind of Samash go down, and the Tier 2 tower follows suit. Remember that Trebuchet in left is still swinging away at that tower while the Bolts are able to not back up. Actually, they're still looking for some aggression. Zapman gets stunned down and he's gone.
No, Barracuda and Ven's damage just too much. Great CC out of Jake and a great whoop off Barracuda to start that one out. Now the Bolts, with a one-man advantage, can make their way towards the fire
lane right now. They're not going to go on the right. They're going to wait for some minions to push up. You don't have fire minions just yet in all of the waves. That right side is going to take a bit to stack up, but 5v5 siege on the Titan seems to be the game plan here for the Bolts. They're not running away, J-Mac.
No, they've got some fire minion waves pushing up with them. One in left, one in mid to try and deal with this Titan. Zapman will step out to deal with the left side wave, and Haddix will step up to deal with Zapman. Meanwhile, the rest of the Bolts now moving in from the middle of the lane. The Titan is just dying. Where did the damage come from? Out of the Olympus Bolts, I was expecting a bit more fight back, but the Bolts just kill the Titan and take game 2.
Entirety of the Olympus Bolts from that point.
Yeah, again, the Leviathans draft looks terrifying as the game goes on. So much shred. Still got the Jingwei, still have some opportunities for the Bolts should this game go long. Can the Olympus Bolts remain undefeated? Will the Leviathans grab themselves their second win of the phase? All that and more answered in game number 3.
Thank you so much. A pivotal game number 3 and an important one for both of these teams. The Olympus Bolts want to maintain their undefeated record to start this phase out. The Atlantis Leviathans need to find their second set win. They're currently sitting 6th seed. In game number 1, Zatman had a massive wave just continuing to stack up to his side eventually. Well, now we have a case where there's like 3 waves worth over there. Jumping by Lasbra, Zatman, beads are not going to save you. Ult is not there to save you. It's the first blood for the Olympus Bolts. Shinto crashes in, but no further fight for the Bolts for now. Unless Lasbra has the mana to get a jump out there, but will not do so.
Yeah, the Leviathans do get credit for the purple buff at least.
Good body blocks will keep him at bay for now. Silence and a Spirit Ball after by Veneno, but Wrong You has that Draconic Transformation. We'll go into it, stunned immediately after, into a Circle Protection. Not enough damage to take out Wrong You, but what about the follow-up damage after Panatom eats some of the damage at least out of Lasbra? We'll get the beads away from the Nemesis, and Panatom is out, and so is Veneno.
Yeah, but Yarkor goes to the back and tries to kill Ven. Lasbra taken down.
Shinto's still alive throughout the Spirit Ball, just a little too far away, not going to be able to take him out. Barracuda cannot find the last shot to grab him out. Meanwhile, Haddix still in the back line, finds a triple stun, but the Valkyrie's discretion is enough out of Zapman to get another kill.
Yeah, the trades coming through. Haddix and Lasbra are dead. For Panatom, Shinto makes it out. And now the Leviathans have an opportunity to go for a possible Pyromancer, given the fact that they all back. Not big burst damage. If you're expecting more to come, you're usually not acing that poly shot.
Zapman finds the banish. Lasbra finds 2 on the jump, and the Ragnarok to get out because the ultimate from this fray is doing too much damage. Panatom trying to chase him out, finds the blink, and Wrong You finds Awesome Jake on the back end of the fight. Now all 5 Leviathans on the left side of the map, and only 3 of the Bolts healthy enough to try and step up to this, but they will not do so. Yarkor,
when Yarkor's on the croc, I'm buying the stock.
Ah, okay, going back from the Tricks tank from earlier on. Oni Fury started, shredded, and then immediately leashed away. Now, to be fair, that one for okay, well, hold on, never mind. We won't even go back to that just yet. Oni Fury picked back up by the Bolts. Haddix picked up by Zapman, and his health bar melting. The Olympus Bolts get the Oni Fury, but Zapman finds Haddix. Valkyrie's discretion to slam damage into Veneno, who will go down. Panatom with a slice and dice finds the second.
Yeah, that was a ton of burst damage coming out of Yarkor. Fully charged lurking in the waters is going to do a ton to every mage. And
can any of the Bolts get into the pit safely enough to try and steal it away, to find a way out? Lasbra is on the back side of the pit. The Fire Giant down to 50% health. Jake down to 30 of his own. Fire Giant still there. Lasbra's got one chance to steal this away, and he will do so. He'll walk out with his life. Barracuda might not be so fortunate. Tail of the fight gets plucked back into the clutches of the Leviathan.
Yeah, now Zapman's gonna have to win this 1v1 because he stayed on it. And
oh, the whoop is good. Zapman, and then the Aegis from Lasbra. Lasbra just needs literally one hit to take him down, but no, Shinto comes in just in time. Zapman lives. But the Olympus Bolts, at the end of the day, they still keep the fire away from the Leviathans.
Yeah, Ven and Haddix for dying after that Gold Fury fight.
You know what, standing around, trying to pick up some of those offerings. Another Trebuchet could again delay the game. Zapman uses the ultimate because now he's got 3 members of the Bolts in his lane. He's got some backup with Wrong You, but is that backup enough? No Aegis, now he's got a 3rd one. As Shinto crashes his way back in. Panatom shows up, and all the Leviathans are here to bail out Zapman. They're not going to let him be the sacrificial lamb this time. The beads pulled away from Veneno, and Yarkor lurking in the waters to chase them out.
Ven's going to have to drop the ult here, and he's going to have to do it defensively. Does get plucked back in, and he's deleted. Panatom getting credit for that one. The chase is going to continue, J-Mac.
Oh no, the root is good from Shinto. Not quite enough. Jake able to dash his way out. And 4 of the Bolts still alive through the end of it all. Veneno got a massive heal back. Shinto split pushing on the left side. Can fly into this fight at any given moment. Zapman up in the sky. Ultimate already burned through this fight. He won't get the damage that he was hoping for. But Haddix and the rest of the team, now Shinto's showing up. Big circle protection will get some good damage. But the wall is blocking off so many different people. Yarkor is stuck behind him. But Panatom finds his way to the backline. Veneno, the first one gone. Barracuda has found his way out. But Shinto grabs Awesome Jake. Haddix So tanky in the backline, so tanky in the middle of 4 people, and will finally find his way down to the grave, and it's Satman to put him there.
Yeah, and it looks like Lazarus in the backline trying to see if he could go for a cheeky steal. The Leviathans, they don't care about the objective anymore. They're going for the tier 2 tower. They've got the trebuchet, and they're going to run it down mid and try and get this. Where's Barracuda going? He's just pushing right lane?
He might want to go back because there are 5 strong in the Leviathans, plus a trebuchet pushing up mid, and it's only Lazarus to defend. Barracuda has finally made his way back, but it's 5 strong in the Leviathans. Only Baron and Lazarus to defend. 3-man stun out of Laz is a good start to the fight, but is it enough of a fight? The trebuchet is here to help out, and there's not much more that the Olympus bolts can do. Lazarus finds another triple stun. That's big, but not big enough. Panatom takes it down. Barracuda goes down, and the Atlantis Leviathans will cut off the undefeated streak of the bolts right here.
Wow, 5-1 from Panatom. Shinto having a lights out performance. Zatman just looked even so much